So, July's often a time of celebration, and we certainly do love to celebrate. Perhaps you've had a birthday already this month, or someone in your family has, and there's been celebrations. There are summer gatherings to celebrate that work many do in voluntary organisations or groups that regularly meet together. There will have been end of term or school year celebrations, perhaps a prom for those finishing year 11 or year 13, or a graduation at the end of university. That's our daughter. It was quite a long time ago, but that's a photograph I've got of somebody graduating. Somebody celebrating gaining a degree and moving into the next chapter of life. And then on Thursday, our 4-year-old grandson Jesse graduated from his nursery because he's getting ready to start big school in September. And there he was. If you look closely behind you, you can see them in pink and yellow and white and black. It was a full, proper ceremony, and he looks rather pleased, as you can see. Are there celebrations that perhaps you've been part of or getting ready to be part of? And certainly Bridie's getting ready for her wedding soon. And then, of course, there's been the football. So if you read the bit that was in our update, I wrote that on Wednesday afternoon. And so it was a few hours before the semi-final, and I was speculating whether we'd be celebrating a win or not. Well, we know the answer to that. But I scheduled the update, and I hadn't got time to go back into it to change it, so hence the speculation. And since losing, there's been quite a lot written and said about why and how it was all a bit of a letdown. But if you think about it, and I wrote this before last night, we should be celebrating the fact that England's been one of 48 teams who started the competition, and they got to the last 4. And then, of course, with last night's game, if you didn't know, England won 6-4, just seems an amazing number of goals. Did the cheering ever stop in your house? I bet. I know Claire would have been watching. So England have finished 3rd in the World Cup. And we should be celebrating them. So celebrating something or someone is so important to mark how much an event or a person is valued, and to bring communities or families together with joy and hope. And we gather each week to celebrate when we come to church. We're celebrating God's love for us and all his people, and find different ways to express that. Today we'll be gathering around the altar, the Lord's table, to receive Holy Communion. And we give thanks for the spiritual nourishment we'll receive, and give thanks for God's everlasting love and his abundance. And it's God's faithfulness and knowledge of each of us that we can be sure of as we heard the words from Psalm 139, both spoken and sung just a few moments ago. I don't know about you, but I am so reassured by the words of verses 1 to 6. You've searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You're familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in, behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful me, too lofty for me to attain. God knows us, loves us, and will never leave us. And verse 14, that says, I praise you for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Gives us every reason to celebrate and give thanks for the one who made us and stays steadfast beside us. God's faithfulness is unchanging. There are lots of changes in our world. We change and our circumstances change. But God doesn't change. His promises are as sure today as they were thousands of years ago. Just as when Israel wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, God's faithfulness never wavered. He provided them with manna and water and guidance. In the same way, he's carried us through our own wilderness seasons. God's love for us is unconditional. Human love often depends on our behaviour and our performance, but God's love and grace isn't dependent on us and our behaviour, but on him, and is freely given, rooted in his character, not our perfection. And it's Romans 5, chapter 5, verse 8, that says, God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. His love isn't earned, it's given freely, lavishly, and without limit. Just as a parent doesn't stop loving their child when they stumble over, instead they reach out, lift them up, and help them to walk again. And that's how God loves us, only infinitely more. In our gospel reading of Jesus turning the water into wine at the wedding in Cana, at a celebration, and it's one that he doesn't want to be spoiled because the wine's run out. He does as his mother asks of him, and huge amounts of the most amazing wine is produced. Jesus is once again showing that his love is abundant for everyone and a cause for rejoicing. So as we remember these things about God and his Son, Jesus Christ, celebration has to be our response. When we truly grasp God's faithfulness and love, celebration comes naturally. And it's not just about clapping hands or singing songs or partying or barbecuing. It's about remembering, declaring, and living in gratitude. The Psalms there's 150 Psalms, and they vary hugely. Some of them are very somber, but quite a lot of them are praise to God. And one of those is Psalm 100 in verse 4, where it says, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and its courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name." And the good news is that celebration is a spiritual discipline. It keeps our hearts soft, our faith strong, and our hope alive. People want to know why we're celebrating and what. And so we must share with them God's goodness, his wonders, and his love, and encouraging them to discover for themselves who this generous and faithful God is. I wanted us to gather together as the summer holidays begin to celebrate this wonderful church community, to acknowledge God's faithfulness to us, and to give opportunity for us to truly acknowledge God in all that we do. The music that we've chosen is uplifting and celebratory. We started off with "Come on and celebrate." So come on, celebrate, and receive from Christ in his word and his food. Amen. So, today is the last of the 9 o'clock and 10:45 until the beginning of September. So for the next 6 weeks, our only service is at 10 o'clock, a joint service, and we will have, I'm trying to find the list of who are doing the different talks. So each member of the ministry team is going to be talking with someone, although Jack's the exception, he's going to talk to himself. People are going to be interviewed to share their stories of life and faith. So next week, Jack will tell his story. On the 2nd, Ian is going to be talking to Matt, particularly about his business of numbers. On the 9th, I'm going to be talking to Edward. On the 16th, David Blackmore is going to be talking to Rachel Coe. On the 23rd of August, Sarah's going to talk to Johanna. And then on the 30th, Tim's going to be talking with Trish and Mark. So do come along to hear those stories, people that you worship side by side, but perhaps don't know everything about them, or particularly their stories of faith. And we're calling it, this is his story, this is our story, this is our song. So if you've got a song or a hymn that you would like to be included in those 6 weeks, then will you tell me today, please? Because we're choosing music tomorrow night. That's why we need to know. So, but come along. It is 3/4 of an hour earlier than you used to come, most of you coming to church. But come, so that we're all together through the summer. This week, Sparklers happens tomorrow. It's the last one, sort of the term, although there are going to be 2 or 3 during the holidays. It's Bobble Church at 3 o'clock today. On Tuesday, the year 6 from the junior school are coming for their leavers service. And then on Thursday, as usual, we've got our 10 o'clock service of communion with tea and coffee afterwards. Looking ahead a bit, on the 9th of August in the afternoon, so Sunday, there's a treasure hunt that's happened for about 5 years that Michael is hoping to get put together. We'll be serving teas that day, so we'll need cake and we'll need people to help serve tea. And finally, at the beginning of October, David and Rachel are planning a second-hand book sale in the library to raise more money for Western Turvo Wells for Tanzania. So if you've got any second-hand books that you want to pass on to somebody else, I think there's going to be a box here, David, is that right? It's over there. Or if you've got lots and you can't get them here, be in touch with David and he'll come and collect them. So, there will be coffee after this service, and then those who are staying for the barbecue, that will follow on from that.
You search my heart and know my name. In every storm your vows remain. Before I speak you hear my call. Your faithful love surrounds it all. Oh, we are known and fully loved, receiving grace poured from above. Come celebrate the hope we share, an empty grave